I ultimately think Bitcoin will be worth $500,000. It'll probably take 4 to 5 years.
Founder of Skybridge Capital and former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci has made a $500,000 prediction for the world's biggest cryptocurrency. In a recent interview, Scaramucci talks about his predictions for Bitcoin, the reason for the sell-off, and reasons why he no longer believes Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. Scaramucci believes Bitcoin will hit $500,000 within the next 4 or 5 years, but not without some losses in the way. He also sees the asset surpassing gold's market cap within the next 10 years, certainly not an easy feat for an asset that will only be around 23 years old. Welcome to Savvy Finance. In this video, we examine Anthony Scaramucci's prediction for Bitcoin, as well as his thoughts on the asset's role as a hedge against inflation. Be sure to watch the video to the end, click the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy. Anthony Scaramucci is an American financier and founder of Skybridge Capital. In a recent interview with Kickohm News, Scaramucci discusses predictions for Bitcoin within the next 5 to 10 years. Scaramucci believes the coin will hit a record $500,000 within the next 4 or 5 years. For this to be actualized, the former White House Director of Communications believes Bitcoin will need an immense growth in wallets. Scaramucci explains that, like the Amazon stock's increased network growth and interactions will help the crypto hit the 6 figures without problems. Here are Scaramucci's reasons for the sell-off and his prediction for Bitcoin.
I honestly don't know the reason. It's probably a myriad of factors, but I think the most interesting thing is that Bitcoin is now very tightly correlated with the higher growth, higher risk NASDAQ stocks. But I just want to point out to everybody, Bitcoin has had at least 50% declines 10 times since 2012. In the last year, we've had 2 50% declines, obviously the most recent one, but also one in May of 2021. And so if you're long Bitcoin, you have to subject yourself to these type of volatility moves. And I'll just point out to people in Web 1, the same sort of situation happened for Amazon. And if you were wise enough and disciplined enough to hold Amazon and let that company take full advantage of the network effects associated with it, you did very well. And I think that's going to happen with Bitcoin. I just remind people what Jeff Bezos said at the 20th anniversary of the public offering of Amazon. People said, wow, the stock is so volatile. How were you able to hang in there? And he said, well, I was more focused on users and revenue growth. And for Bitcoin, since it's a network, you have to be focused on the wallet growth and the interaction among the people in the network. And so I ultimately think Bitcoin will be worth $500,000. It'll probably take 4 to 5 years. The ride will be rocky, but certainly worth it.
However, he adds that before Bitcoin hits $500,000, there are bound to be 50% dips, much like what is happening currently. Scaramucci explains that such price reductions are not new to Bitcoin and will continue in the future, but with less frequency. He explains that once the coin reaches a level of network growth, its volatility will reduce drastically. In the meantime, he urges investors to play the long game. Scaramucci also addresses the issue of Bitcoin being a hedge against inflation or not. Though the financier once believed Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation, he now believes otherwise. However, he has not completely ruled out the possibility of the digital asset being completely unaffected by inflation. He believes it needs more time to grow and stabilize first before it can be ascribed such qualities. Scaramucci explains that Bitcoin will become an inflation hedge and surpass gold's market cap within a lesser time frame than gold. Listen to Scaramucci on Bitcoin surpassing gold's market cap and reasons why he believes Bitcoin is already a better asset than gold.
If I did call it an inflation hedge, and I don't know because I do a lot of interviews, I apologize for that because I don't see it as an inflation hedge. What I see Bitcoin as is an early adopting technological asset. I see this as a technology that has 2.5% global saturation. And as a result of which, if you study other technologies like this, they come with a very high oscillation and very high volatility. Could Bitcoin become an inflation hedge? I believe the answer to that is yes, but I think people are predicting out into the future. I'll point out that Amazon is way less volatile today, 25 years after its IPO. 10 years from now, Bitcoin will be 23 years old. It'll be way less volatile in my prediction. Because there'll be more users, et cetera. And then maybe then, if you and I are both around, you can interview me and I can tell you that it's an inflation hedge, but it's not an inflation hedge yet. And I think that's a mistake when Bitcoin maximalists get out there and say that it's better than gold. It may be better than gold, but we have to let the network effects take place so that we can actually really see that and analyze it. And we need that to happen as well for it to be a quote unquote inflation hedge.
Okay, well, you yourself have actually said that Bitcoin is better at being gold than gold is.
Yes, I do believe that. I do believe that. And I can explain that to you. Bitcoin is better at being gold because of its portability, because of the technology is in limited supply. Remember, 65% of the available gold on planet Earth has been mined. That leaves you 35% more. And so there'll be increases in supply as prices come on. And what's unique about Bitcoin is that it's limited to the 21 million coins. Maybe 2 or 3 million of them have been lost. And so when you just look at it from a box ticking exercise about store of value, Bitcoin hits more of those than gold does. But again, it's early. And so it's an early adoption story. It's going to come with volatility. I believe when Bitcoin is mature, it will be quote unquote more valuable than gold because of all of the technical properties associated with it. So again, 10 years from now, I'll make a prediction that Bitcoin has a larger market capitalization than gold. And it took gold 5,000 years to get to its current market capitalization. Bitcoin will surpass that under 25 years from its inception.
On network growth, a report by Crypto.com shows that global crypto users could surpass 1 billion by the end of 2022. The report shows that the global crypto population increased by 178% in 2021, from 106 million users in January to 295 million in December. More countries, including Kazakhstan, Armenia, and Oman, seem to be taking a more favorable approach towards cryptocurrency activities within their borders. As more countries, institutions, and organizations join the space, the Bitcoin network will be heading towards the immense growth that Scaramucci speaks of. Have you sold your crypto, or are you holding on for a bigger payout? Please leave your messages in the comment section below. Also, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.